Introducing the Python editor from Excel Labs. So if you're using Excel, and as developers, sometimes we do use Excel, especially in the data area. So yes, we do have the Jupyter Lab, and we have notebooks, and we have code, and we have Google Spreadsheet, but sometimes we use Excel, and it's a great tool. Okay, so Excel is a great tool for its own purpose. We can see the actual data in our eyes. We can play with it. Sometimes writing code is good, but actually viewing the things and manipulating it is great. Okay, especially that we have things on the screen, and manipulate it on the screen visually. It's good. There is room for mind maps, and there is also room for Excel. So now that we have this beyond us, let's look at what does introducing a Python editor from Excel means. Because yes, there are libraries for using Excel, for manipulating Excel from Python. Um, um, there are scripts like macros in Excel. There is this new Lambda also in Excel. But let's see, what is this Python? I guess they took it to the next level, and now they introduce an actual Python editor inside the Excel. So the Python edit, let's read this. The Python editor is a new addition to Excel Labs that allows you to write and edit Python formulas in Excel using a dedicated code editor with similar capabilities as those available in the Python notebook environments. So on its surface, this looked like a great combination, because we would get the benefit of actually visualizing things and then on the other hand, using Python to manipulate it, the best of all worlds, if you ask me, right? So this is an experimental release to get early feedback. So we develop Excel to be the most useful for you. I hope this would be either available online or also on Mac, because some of the features do not exist for Macs. So I really hope that this would exist online and for Mac, because many developers are working with Mac. The Python editor is designed to complement the Python in Excel experience with an editing surface optimized for more complex and longer Python code snippets. So Python plus Labs plus Excel. Benefits. The Python editor offers several benefits when writing and editing Python formulas in Excel. View the flow of code execution with results. The Python editor shows Python cells in execution order in addition to output of each cell code, which can help you debug and understand your code. This is useful because Python cells within the Excel grid execute in row, major order. So what do we see? We see a standard Excel file with columns, with rows, and then we see that for certain cells like B6, we have Python code like create and fit a model. Model is decision tree, new decision tree classifier, model.fit, historical data, weather labels. B7, predicted weather labels, model predict. So we actually have Python code on the actual cells, and we see the result. If it's 79 degrees, the result is coming from an actual Python code. Looks pretty interesting. It's like a combination of UI, sophisticated Excel, plus code. I really like it. It's an incorporation of pandas. They actually import pandas into Excel. This is just looks good. Built for longer sections of code. They didn't mention if it's online or also available on Mac. The Python editor provides a new way to create and edit your Python code, offering a more flexibility when working with longer scripts. So they have here longer scripts, standard Visual Studio Code features. The Python editor uses some of the same components that power Visual Studio Code now and supports many of the features that Visual Studio Code offers for Python development, such as IntelliSense, formatting, code completion, and syntax highlighting. Really great. I mean, I would even use this just to write scripts. Just open the Excel and write some Python scripts, even without data. Flexibility for intermittent coding workflows. The Python editor allows you to write some code, click elsewhere on the app, and not commit the code to Excel until you are happy with it. This gives you more flexibility and control over when and how you apply your code to your workbook. Additionally, when in manual recalc mode, editing and committing from the editor will calculate just that cell, like a notebook, providing a faster feedback loop. Okay, so we have here the Python cells, and we can save them and run them. Okay, we already saw this. And we see also that we do have IntelliSense. So when we type things, we have the auto-completion. The Python editor is a great way to enhance your productivity and creativity with Python in Excel. You can use it to write and edit Python formulas that perform complex calculations, manipulate data, create charts, and more. You can also switch between the task pane editor, the cell editor, and the formula bar, depending on your needs and preferences. Here's how you can try it out today. How to get a Python editor. If you already have the Excel Labs add-in, I wish they would mention if it supports Mac. You can update it to get the latest version that includes the Python editor. If you don't have the Excel Labs add-in, you can install it from the add-in store. To do this, go to the Insert tab and on Get Add-ins. I hope add-ins are available to all platforms. And then search for Excel Labs. Click on Add to install the add-in. Once you have the Excel Labs add-in, you need to launch Python Editor. This can be done by 1. Hitting the menu at the top right or selecting Feature Gallery, 2. Selecting Python Editor Experiment. Access requirements. Anyone can get Excel Labs today, however, you need to have access to Python in Excel to make use of the Python editor. For more information on how to get access to Python in Excel, please check out our accompanying post on Python in Excel. Join the Python in Excel, ask me anything on 28, and feedback. So overall, this looks good, this Python in Excel, and this is like an enhancement where they add IntelliSense and it's more sophisticated. So this looks good. I would definitely want to try this and just write Python in the Excel, plus you get to import some data, do some manipulation. I think this can be a great competitor to some ad hoc scripts for creating graphs. This can be very useful environment, this Excel. Excel is powerful on its own, with its pivot tables and abilities. And now you add to the Excel, you add to it also Python and add pandas. It's becoming a real monster.